Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. We had Deku, and we also had the group. Bakugo disagreed with them on a vote, where he wanted to go to one of the safe havens the military has, a possible shelter for civilians. And that, oh boy, that was an idea there. Bakugo wanted to try and find his father. Deku and everybody else wanted to head out of town to the Yairuzu estate, and that was what people agreed with. Deku, he had to make a bit of a pit stop for Nedre to drop off a note for some people she knows. They were all going to meet up after 1 month and see if they found Mirio, see if they may have found anybody. And Nedre, she's holding out hope that people are alive. And that is currently in short supply, especially after they found a military blockade and found information, along with weaponry and even more to add to their arsenal. Deku currently found another gun, another knife, and a grenade, along with an actual rifle, one that's made to spit rounds, semi-automatic and full auto, along with a single shot burst. Definitely a good rifle. They have a hunting rifle, and they have this rifle, along with several handguns and several knives, along with makeshift weapons that Hatsume has began to create. And it certainly has been going well for them right now, though they encountered a strange infected that Deku ran over on the way to Momo's house. And everyone, they were still someone trying to get situated here, since it took a lot of cleaning to get people out, and even just dealing with the infected. Now, with that being said, currently Deku, he does get to wake up today. It currently, 1 week later, after everyone, they've gotten some of the infected sorted out and put outside to be buried. Some graves still need to be dug, and others, yeah, they still need to be filled. It's quite a bit of a project. With all of them working together, they can get it done. Though they also need to clean up the mansion, take inventory, and walk the grounds to make sure this place is actually secure. Make sure there's nothing hiding here that can surprise them. And it has been rather cumbersome. The group is large, but with all the resources they found, they should be okay. This place is made to accommodate for a lot of people. There's dry supplies, there's stuff that's non-perishable, there's a good amount of meat here that they need to consume fast because they don't know how long electricity might last, and there's solar panels. There's also running water and plenty of land, and that has given Deku a few ideas. I mean, with the way that fruit is perishable, they need to take advantage of that. They need to figure out a way to sustain themselves here. If they can, things will be better for them. And Momo, she wasn't really too sure how she felt about turning her land into farms. Though it does make sense. It can definitely help them in the long run. So there is that. And currently Deku, he does it to get up today. Currently, 6 days after they've made it here. And there still has been no sign that Bakugo has come back. I mean, he's worried about the guy. The two aren't friends, but they've known each other for a long time. And now they've gone their separate ways. He could die out there. And Deku, he's trying to come to terms with a lot of things. He's okay right now. He knows the world is a screwed up place. He knows that it's bad. And that, it all runs through his mind. Every day he has to wake up and remember the world is over, and he can't be himself. He has to try to make some decisions that he rather might not like, deal with his nightmares, deal with everything. And Deku, he doesn't sit down the weight on the bench. Him gonna sit up and try to think. Right now, him sweating and trying to just stay focused, trying to keep himself composed and center. He needs to just stay rational. He needs to just stay focused. That's what All Might would do. All Might would just keep a game face, keep smiling and focus on the objective, the threat. He just, come on, Izuku, don't. Okay, just stay centered. Deep breath, deep breath. Right now, Deku calming himself down and going to stand up. Him going to take a quick shower and rinse himself off. Since Izuku, he's a bit sweaty. Now, he does get ahead to the kitchen. Him seeing a few people who are up and about. However, two of them are missing from the table. Someone probably on watch, and somebody else who is currently asleep, since they were on the night shift. And Deku, he can't blame them. However, they might have a plate put up for them later. And that does go through Deku's mind. Currently, I'm going to sit down and eat with everybody. And they do try to chat. I mean, it's a bit thrown around everywhere, but hey, they're alright. And Deku does actually have a question. I'm going to actually turn and ask Nejire if they ever, well, actually plan to talk about this Mirio guy. Tamaki is going to sit there and looking up, since that question is kind of random. Mirio, their friend. And Nejire does a turn. Going to express. Mirio was, well, he was the top classman of their school last year. He got better and started to know how to use his quirk. So there's that. He was cool, too. He's a lot like All Might in the way he tries to lift people up. He's a really good guy. He was her catching her words. He was talking about him like he's dead. And she does somewhat feel a little bit more disheartened. Her going to stand up and talk about how Mirio was a good guy. Is a good guy. He is out there. Her gonna turn and express to everybody that she does not want to, but she's gonna go. She needs some. Her gonna turn and walk away, a little bit more annoyed. And Deku, he does get to somewhat see that. Kind of concerned. He didn't mean to. Well, okay, so that's a touchy subject. Everyone going to look around. And Ochako does this one bring her hands up, trying to talk about how maybe they should change the subject. Her in some proper gloves that Momo modified for her. They were some fancy thing her mother wore. Though I mean with just some scissors and, well, a quick snip, you can make some proper gloves for her to actually wear. And Ochako, yeah, they might be cut from some fancy couple $1,000. Yeah, maybe. No. She doesn't want to know where they're from. That read through her mind. And Ochako, she does try and compose herself. A bit fancy clothing, but hey, she just had Momo take a pair of scissors to it, so yeah, there's that. Now, Deku does look around the table, and he does start to talk about it. He knows a lot of them don't want to go back out there. All of them turning to him. Him trying to express. But from what he doesn't understand, they need to get supplies. So I'm gonna stare at him. Are you serious? But we won't need supplies for, I mean, 2, 3 weeks if we ration them. We'll be okay. I know, but look at what we're eating right now. I mean, we're trying to go through a lot of some stuff that's easily perishable. All the fruit's gone rotten in the mansion, and we're trying to focus on this. If we keep power off, maybe the freezers can work. I mean, the fridges, we we can unplug a few things around here. That's all I'm saying. Conserve power that way and not use the light sometimes. So you're saying just wander this place dark? No, that's not what I'm saying. Listen, guys. Momo gonna speak up. He doesn't know whenever power might go out. All of them trying to return. And Deku, he does get a turn. Her turn express. At some point, automated systems are gonna go down. It already happened with the internet. And electricity, I mean, it's limited. And Rano Denki, he does just don't sit there. Him and Ochako having it go through their heads. Since, if the lights go out, that means the city we plunged into darkness. And it's, oh boy, it's being an unpleasant thought. And Deku, he does talk about it. He's gonna try and be on the outskirts of town. If anyone wants to join him, they can. But he'd rather not go alone. I'm gonna stand and try to express. They need to be careful. Try to avoid people. They don't know how they'll act. And last time he checked, the last person they all encountered was crazy. Everyone's staring at Deku. Him gonna turn and walk away quickly, trying to just not think about it. Since that was a while ago. Just push it out of your head. It going through his head. And Deku, he does gonna make himself scarce. Him gonna pack a bag. And currently Deku, he does have his gun belt with a knife on it, along with that grenade. Him feeling a bit too armed, as he does gonna grab one of the spears and put it onto a bag. Him also thinking about taking a rifle, though with a spear he shouldn't be able to need it. I mean, that hunting rifle only has one bullet left. And yeah, if he uses it, it's just done. Nothing else. It is a thought, though. It's better to carry it and not need it. The Deku, he is also a bit more concerned. Maybe they can find something else out there too. No, the handguns should be fine. The spears, they give them plenty of stuff too. Okay. Him can actually bend down and tighten his shoelaces. As Deku, he does actually have his hair fallen from his head. Him gonna actually bring his hand up and pull his. When did his hair get so long? Now, Deku, he does want to sit there on his knee, and Ochako does come to walk in. Her seeing Deku, what are you doing? Oh, I'm gonna jump up. Letting go of his hair, I'm gonna turn. I was just tying my shoe and, well, does my hair look longer? Uh, yeah, now that you mention it, it does. I just, it's been a while, I guess. Right, I didn't realize it grew so fast. Um, maybe, well, there is an idea. What is it? I'm a bit of a hero nerd. I have told you that, right? You mentioned it before. You had a hero notebook. Yeah. Um, Heroes sometimes wear tight fitting clothes and stuff that won't catch because it's loose fitting. And it's recommended that some pros, though they can have longer styles, for work, if they're dealing with threats, they either tie their hair back or cut it short. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, the association doesn't really have a restriction on it because of personal style, I guess. It's a whole thing, but they are at least made aware. Their hair is a target for villains to grab, since they don't play by the rules. Oh, yeah. Did you want me to go with you? Hmm? You want to go out there with me? I mean, unless you don't want me to. No, no, wait. Sorry, I thought you'd want to stay here. No, I do want to go. You sure? Yes? I mean, you'll need help. I could just ask Denki. I think Denki wants to stay here. Why is that? Well, he's talked about cracking into the wine, and I'm not too sure about that. The wine? Yeah, the wine cellar in the kitchen. Down that one staircase. Right, right. Um, he shouldn't do that. What do you mean? Getting getting drunk and distracted, I mean. You're saying a distraction isn't a good thing? I'm saying it's I don't know. Just having our I don't know what to say to you, Chaco, okay? I'm gonna be serious. I'm trying to lead us, but I don't know the first thing about being a leader. I know. Listen, I'm sorry if you're feeling pressured about all this. It's nerve-wracking. I'm scared too. I know. I think I think we're all scared. Right, right. No, I wasn't. God damn it. Yeah, you want to help me cut my hair? Now, oh, Chaco just won't smile, and the two they do start to do one thing: try to search the mansion for something to cut Izuku's hair with, preferably electric. But that doesn't really work out too well, since they do have to go with the old-fashioned method: a pair of scissors. Now, after Izuku's haircut, they do to leave and head out on their mission. And with that being said, let's cut to later. The two, they try to sneak around, not deal with very many zombies, and they did start to find out a few things. The zombies are more towards the center of the city. There's a lot happening inside that place. But out here towards the boonies, if you don't want to give it that name, there's not a lot of things happening. It's more animals coming into the city and seeing that there's no activity. Grass becoming overgrown and, well, stuff falling over and being destroyed. That's it. That's all there is left. And Deku, he does his own walk across the street. Him with his spear up and thinking, looking around. It's strange. They headed to a store that he knew, one that he saw. They passed by it. He's pretty sure he saw it whenever he was driving crazy the other day, but he didn't think too much of it. Okay, okay. There are certain roadblocks, so they need a map of the city. Maybe just think in general to catalog the areas? That would work. Momo's got a few books in our library. Go through them, find out what's inside, figure things out. That would take weeks to figure out, though. I mean, I guess not too long if they just try to work together. It going through his mind. Nunchaku does a turn seeing Deku. Him right now deep in thought, as she does have a few things into her own head. Her mom and dad are probably dead, and the business doesn't matter anymore. She's had more food than she's ever had before in her life in just this time. She's not hungry or going to bed hungry. She's doing better, but the world ended. How is that fair? That her parents are either alive, scared for their daughter, think that she's dead, or the opposite. Or they could all be alive. It just kind of hurts. The idea that they're all just been separated. They can't call because phone networks are down, and if power does go out, they can't travel very far in the night. Though, it does make her have a question. Do certain zombies... Are they nocturnal, or... Well, they're technically dead, so... Would they stop being able to see? Her gonna not think about that. And Deku, he does set the bag down into the car. Her asking him if they got everything. Deku would actually sit down a spear and talk about it. Yeah, it looks like things are good right now. Though, he's not too sure about bringing back anything else. Though, the radio might be a good idea. You want to steal the radio. I mean, it's not stealing because the world ended. That was a terrible joke. I, I'm working on it, okay? I thought that was funny. It was stupid, but it was a little silly. Okay, fine. I get it. They're gonna turn, looking back at the store. Turns out he's gonna be right back. And he has to start running inside. Ochako actually gonna turn and grab at the driver's side door. Gonna climb in and slowly shut the door to not make a lot of sound. Her gonna turn on the engine as Deku, he does come walking back out. Him with the bulky sized radio as they sit down in the passenger seat. And Deku talks about it. Right. Okay, so maybe they can all relax after they get home. Maybe. Though, how do I... you gotta flip around, because I think the road's blocked. Right. That seems... Deku turning his head. Him still facing forward, but looking to the right. As there's something in the drainage. What is that? Right now, it's gonna bring its hand out. And gonna actually make its way out, slithering underneath from underground. And Deku sees that. There's something climbing out of the sewer. Ochako, move now. Her staring at that, a lot more alarmed, as currently its arm does it to get free. It's gonna pull itself out and then gonna land on the ground. It's covered in... Is that blood or... Oh god, that must be... Is that water? Ochako, move! Her gonna actually spin the car around a little bit fast. The tires gonna squeak as this thing's gonna turn looking at them. It's beginning to crawl on the ground and trying to get to them. However, it is currently stuck inside the drainage pipe. And Ochako, she has to speed away, thinking about what the hell she just saw, since that thing looked grotesque. And Deku, he's not too sure what it was. It was just so red. It looked like you just peeled. Oh god. It concerning. How did it even get down there? And the two, they do head back to the mansion. And when they do arrive, surprise, surprise, somebody, they came here. And Bakugo, he was quite happy to see a car driving by, though he was a lot more concerned. Right now, him turning his head and seeing the vehicle. As Deku no Chako do going to drive up to him, Bakugo going to turn and actually put his gun back in his pockets. Going to bend down, asking the two if they really went out. Nice to see you again too, Bakugo. Hop in the back. Whatever. I'm going to turn and hop inside. And Deku, here's a turn to ask Bakugo if he found anything. And Ochako does a drive. Bakugo not saying a word. And it is a bit concerning. Though there is where everybody, they do get back inside the manor. The gate's going to close, and Bakugo getting a good view of the place. Since... shit. Maybe he was wrong. That going through his mind, though you will not catch him fucking admitting that. Now, the car is going to pull up to the manor, and Deku, he was to climb out with the jukebox. Reno Chaco climbing out of her seat and going to turn, opening the door on her side of the back seat. Her grabbing her weapon and grabbing Deku's. And the two bloody spears need to be cleaned. Ochako gonna ask Bakugo to grab the bag, and Bakugo does a turn, grabbing the bag as Ochako does a grab the other one that's right there, pulling it out as she does at least ask Izuku to get this. Him going to set down the radio and walk around, grabbing it and picking it up. And there actually is where some people, they do to see the three arrive. Right now, this being where Todoroki, he has him walking out along with Kendo. And the two, they're happy to say that they returned. And Kendo, she can't say that she's happy to see Bakugo again. Though, the fact that he survived out there for a few days, it does give her a bit of confidence. Because if he can do it, maybe she can. Though, I mean, it is a bit worrisome. Now, with that being said, there currently is Denki. When Denki does come walking out, he does get to see everybody. Him talking about how they should celebrate and party since Bakugo's back. And Bakugo, he's just stare at Denki. Him going to actually see Deku with a radio and going to run over, talking about how they should all be able to play games. Or, how about this? Listen, there's some really good, alcohol in the manor. I mean, there's the whiskeys, the gins, the vodkas, and the rum. I mean, how about they all just play games? Play a few of them? He found them in the library. And, searching around the house for stuff. He just thinks it's a good idea. And everyone, they do to stare at Denki, since his idea sounds a bit, Bakugo is back, and with everything going on, maybe, just saying. Now, Deku, he doesn't look at Denki. I'm trying to think about that. Though, he's a bit reluctant. But Bakugo, he does agree. Because after some of the shit he saw out there, maybe actually having a drink is a good idea. Since there's a few things he needs to talk to Izuku about. Now, with that being said, Deku, him and everybody, they do begin to do a few things. Deku trying to talk to Momo and Hatsume about going through the books in the library to find out what they can use and what they can't. And Momo is a bit annoyed. She's studied things in this library for years. She has information as to how certain things are made and how certain authors perceive the world. I mean, this library could be a testament to man's record in its own right. If the city burns down, this place could be a hall of knowledge. But that's an issue. Some of it should be kept, and some of it should be saved. And Deku, he's sort of reluctant on the idea. But maybe if they need to, they'll use those as firewood. And Momo, she's a bit heartbroken to let some of these books go. But ultimately, she can respect it. But she does want to try and save as many of them as possible. At least, at least do that. Now, we do have later, where everybody, they did take Denki's suggestion. As, at a table, they are all playing a game. And Deku, he does sit there a bit more concerned about a lot. Since he's worried. Him looking outside and thinking that maybe people might be coming after them. Someone could have followed Bakugo. Someone could be after him. The military could see the lights. Just something that could happen. And there is where Bakugo, he does get a walk over. Him going to actually bring up a drink and put it directly on Deku's neck. Him going to start turn and jump. Jesus, what was that for? You want to lighten up? Sorry, I'm trying to. I know. Listen, I'm gonna sit down, holding out one of the drinks in his hands to Izuku. And Deku does gotta grab it. Him going to take a sip as he does his own cough, spitting the drink back into the glass. What is that? That, my friend, would be whiskey and soda. Oh my god, it must be the end of the world if you call me your friend. Yeah, so there's that. Sorry, I just trying to not think about it. Slip of the tongue, I got it, dude. Don't worry. Listen, Izuku, I saw something strange yesterday. I I don't know. I tried heading to the military's outpost, but I couldn't get there. All Might's out there. Right now, Deku staring up at Bakugo and going to look back down at his drink. Bakugo knows that Deku has something to do with All Might. I mean, he must, right? He got trained for UA by the man. People saw him at Dagobah Beach. And Izuku, he has a quirk. But none of that started before he met All Might. Before that day with the Sludge Villain. So, the two must be connected. Right? And Bakugo flat out asked him, what's his quirk? Because if he's involved with All Might, he's concerned about if he does turn. I Bakugo, I need to know. Because what I'm going to tell you might be crazy sounding. My quirk is an enhancement ability. That's what I thought. What do you mean? I saw a tank on a skyscraper. What? I saw a part of town that was completely wrecked. Bad wrecked. It looked like a tornado swept through it. It's not just that, but there was this one place, I don't know how to describe it, but it was bad. Really bad. I think the military is going to be trying to conduct firebombing on it. The city? I mean, the entire area was just scorched. That could have been Endeavor. Bakugo looking at Deku. Not really sure. Maybe. I did see some of those military guys out there. What happened? I tried to avoid them. Thought it was a good idea to approach, but they could have mistaken me for an infected if I just walked right up at them. So I didn't. Right. That was a good idea. Smart, even. And I looked down at his drink, and going to take a sip. As Bakugo does this question again. What exactly is his quirk? And how did he get a quirk? And Deku, he has a look at Bakugo, as he finds her to confess how he got his ability. And Bakugo stares at him, alarmed. All Might gave him a quirk. And that is... well, shit. That's a lot to unpack. Now, Bakugo does get to stand and walk away. Him a little shaky whenever he does it move. And Deku, he does notice him stumble a bit to the right, as he has looked back down at his drink and turn back to the window. And I'm just trying to think about what to do. Him going to actually have a sip of the drink as he doesn't feel like someone burn his mouth. Him going to swallow it and then going to set the drink down, since maybe it isn't for him. And Ochako does actually get someone stand up and walk over. Her going to turn, as everybody, they are still focused on the game. And there actually is Momo, who does going to look over and see that the two are alone over there. And she does want to focus on that. Her going to turn to a glass of wine and take a drink. Before she's going to turn, looking back down at the game. Her moving her piece and going to at least talk about a few things, throwing her hands up in a bit of a small victory. And Deku, he does still sit there with Ochako. Her going to try and ask him if he wants to come play. Yeah. Take the night off? Listen, relax. Just try to relax. We all sort of need it. I don't know. I mean, alcohol tastes like shit, I guess. Yeah, maybe. But have another drink. I mean, the wine's going on Momo. I mean, look at her. They go turning his head and seeing the way she's acting. Her a little bit more carefree. Her hair down and her manners out the window. Now, with that being said, Deku, he has a turn looking at Ochako. Going to look back at his drink and going to actually grab it. Before going to stand and walk over. Since maybe taking the night off would be okay. And just this once. Try not to think. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.